So apparently a Tampon Tim Walz appointee to some board in Minnesota went nuts, and he killed two people, one of them a state senator and her husband. And then he shot another senator and their spouse, but they survived. One of them was shot 8 times, the other 9 times. Right. They both survived.
And the mother protected her child.
Yeah.
Saved the life of her daughter.
Yeah. But really, really sad, the loss of life there. And nobody knows what his motivation was, though they say it's political. I don't...
From the very beginning is what they said this was politically motivated, which is really which made me think that it wasn't.
Right. Because seems to be, though, I guess. They did catch the guy. If you missed it over the weekend, he was wandering around for a couple of days free.
Yeah.
After doing this. Then they caught his wife. She was apparently headed, I don't know, to Canada. She was heading north in Minnesota.
She was out for a drive with
visas,
some family members,
cash. She seemed to be headed out.
She did. Yeah, she did appear to that,
and had some other family members with her. We don't know who, but
she was detained. But they
not arrested though. I don't think, right?
As far as no, it's not as far as I know. And as far as I know, she's still in Minnesota now. And so then
but her husband was captured.
Yes, in some field quite a ways away from where she was,
and didn't seem to be on the same path as her either.
Quite a ways away from him. So if she was looking to help him. Mm-hmm. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was just looking to get the heck out of there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But he finally got caught. His roommate. This is such a weird situation. He's got a roommate. In fact, I think more than one roommate. And he has a wife.
The way that guy read his text, the way the roommate read the text originally, it made it sound like there were more than one roommate.
Yes. Because he said something about you guys, plural.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe it was just a friends group chat. It's possible. And
he said, I'm not going to see you guys, and I might even be dead soon.
Right.
So the roommate was shown out on the stoop of the place that they lived in, crying about the message that he just received.
Now he read the message, and then apparently I saw another interview where he was, I guess, trying to leave. I don't know. He had a Papa John's shirt on. Maybe he had to go make a delivery. Not sure.
Maybe he was just expecting a pizza to arrive at any minute.
Fine.
Yeah.
But he was trying to get away from him, and yet he ended up talking more.
Yeah.
For another, 5 or 10 minutes with these people. So,
very
scam
strange.
Reporters.
Yeah. You can't trust them.
You can't.
So he had a roommate and he has a wife, and I don't know the situation at all. I don't understand it. I haven't heard a reasonable explanation about where'd this guy live? With roommates or with his wife, or were they estranged? What was going on?
Were the roommates just part of living there, living with the family?
Maybe. I don't know. But I think it came from the roommate that he's supposedly a big Donald Trump supporter. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Even though he was appointed to a board by Tampon Tim Walz, which is very weird.
Yeah, but
they also claimed that he registered in 2022 in Minnesota as a Republican, but we have read that
you don't have to register.
You don't register that way. Yeah, as Democrat or Republican in Minnesota. So I don't know. The whole thing is very, very bizarre.
Really bizarre, and how he was pretending to be a police officer, to carry out these murders and attempted murders, and the vehicle that he had the look-alike police vehicle. Mm-hmm. He was dressed like an officer with some kind of weird mask on. They confronted him leaving the house.
Yeah, they shot at him.
And he shot first, according to the deputies. He shot first, so they returned fire. He retreats back into the house.
Goes out the back door,
and then
he's
immediately
gone.
Escapes, goes quite a ways away.
You would never think, as police officers, to go around back and cover that exit as well.
Now,
would you? You wouldn't think of that.
Well, not in Minnesota.
Yeah, right. Just go to the front, and you should be fine.
You should be fine.
Right? Who knew he might go out the back way? I didn't see that coming. So he got away.
Are you writing TV scripts now or something? Because who would have thought that?
Nobody. Yeah. Nobody would have thought that, clearly.
So he goes out to... So then he flees, and I guess they called in... They see the dead body on the floor, or what is... They presume is a dead body, and they call in SWAT team and surround the house. And by that time, he's long gone. Yeah. And he gets a costume change, and he's wearing some outfit with a cowboy hat, and he's spotted on some other people's ring cams and different cams around a couple of neighborhoods. And they still can't find him for a couple of days. And they find him in some field. One of the stories talked about how the officer made him crawl to him. Good. He's lucky he didn't. You're lucky to be alive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Especially after you shot at police officers. Yeah. So, very strange situation. And the political motivation, I don't know. They're trying to make it out to be he's a big Trump supporter, and so he shot these Democrats. I don't know that that's the case.
And I'm not an attorney, but I will say that we are already, we've passed innocent until proven guilty on this guy.
Yeah.
We just we believe now that he's the guy. We were told that he's the guy, that he killed them, and now we believe it. So, I mean, I believe it to be so, but it might not be. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. They said he had some kind of manifesto, which they aren't going to release.
Which, we don't know what was in it.
Which just drives me insane. Just
They've done that a couple times lately on these shootings.
Just let us see what the information is.
Yeah.
Okay. Your investigation now is, I realize it's an ongoing investigation with this guy, but this is information that you're getting updated at real time. Let's see it. What is it?
Absolutely. All right. Here was President Trump on the Minnesota shootings. Here's what he had to say over the weekend.
President, your reaction on the shootings in Minneapolis?
Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. And they're looking for that particular man right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
What are you going to say? What are you going to say, though?
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. But interestingly, here's what Tim Walz was saying, that Democrats should be I think this was last week. Now, they will accept no responsibility for this.
Right.
They will not admit to any problem with what he has to say here. But listen to what Tim Walz said last week.
Called out on this because I called Donald Trump a wannabe dictator. It's because he is. Because he is. Oh, the governor's being mean, and the governor's speaking out on that. Well, maybe it's time for us to be a little meaner. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. And again, I'll speak to my teacher colleagues in here. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully, to watch this bully, and to stop it. And when it's a child, you talk to them, and you tell them why bullying's wrong. But when it's adult like Donald Trump, you bully the out of him back. You push back.
Do you? Is that what you do?
You make sure they know it's not there.
Okay, so that's not violent rhetoric.
No.
That's not violent. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's just saying push back a little bit.
All of them,
be meaner.
all of them, the left political naysayers have all been telling to get in our faces, scream at them, holler at them.
Yes.
At the gasoline stations, wherever we're at.
Right.
Wherever we're at.
Right.
That's what they've said.
Maxine Waters, many of them have called, and they've called repeatedly for people to get out in the streets and to protest and to get up in people's faces. And that's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
And then they set these fires and they throw Molotov cocktails, and yet the Democrats accept no accountability for any of it. And it's despicable. It's really despicable what they're doing to our country right now. And it's got to stop. I mean, the violent rhetoric. If this was coming from Republicans, can you imagine the outcry right now from the media, from the Democrats, what they'd be saying about Republicans who talk this way.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, we had posters posted over the weekend that had targets on the faces of J.D. Walls or J.D. Vance and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Do you remember the hysteria
wanted posters with targets on
targeting
their
a
face.
voting district back in the 2000s, and they went nuts for years on just that. They've actually put targets on the faces of the president and vice president of the United States. But I guess that's okay. Somehow, that's just fine. Don't even worry about it.